welcome to the On Deck podcast presented by LineStar, your top MLB player prop bets for today, plus home run calls of the day, which we've been cashing left and right. Alongside Tyler Wiemann, I am Shannon Sommerville. Tyler, yesterday our main prop picks 1-1, but that home run call once again cashed for me yesterday, so it's now 2 in a row for me. So I got to make it 3 in a row today. We got a Schwar bomb yesterday, and that actually cashed your prop bet as well. So a little 2-for-1 action on a Monday. Today, getting back after it on a Tuesday. Trying to turn up here with some picks for you guys using that Props AI tool on the LineStar app to help us find the best value in the prop market. Make sure to check out linestarapp.com. And as always, our picks are available: Underdog, Fantasy, Sleeper, Chalkboard, ParlayPlay. And if you don't have those awesome apps, make sure to download them and use the promo code LineStar so you can get a nice deposit match. Plus, you can also get 1 free month of the LineStar app. So make sure to take advantage of that deal. Now, before we get into our picks for today, do have one piece of housekeeping. As you know, every day on this show, we will give a randomly selected commenter $50 if we hit both of our picks. Well, one of our winners a few weeks ago, LaDale Brown, we've been having trouble getting in touch with him. So this is our announcement. If you ever win one of these contests, make sure to get in touch with us in the comments. We don't have access to be able to direct message on YouTube. So it's so important that you guys comment on the video and then we'll respond to you. Basically, we need you to email tyler@betfully.com with your information so we can get you guys paid. We want you guys to be able to cash those winnings on our contests, but we do have to get into contact with you somehow. So we want to make sure that we make that announcement. So anytime you ever win a contest on this channel, just make sure to comment on the video. We will respond to that comment with some instructions. Yes. So we want to make sure. Times. Yeah. So just make sure you have to just follow the directions. We are going to get you paid. Promise. We want you guys to get your winnings because that's important here on the LineStar YouTube channel. Got to make that money for today. So that housekeeping item aside, we've got a great slate of games for today. This week in general, before I get into picks, I just wanted to ask you, Tyler, off the top of the show, as we assess the betting market, the DFS market, is there edge to be had in some of these games that are, let's be honest, a little meaningless? Or are we trying to put all of our bets into those games that are going to be competitive, those races for the wild cards, etc.? What are your thoughts on that?
There's such a wide range of, things we can talk about here. Like, yeah, the more competitive games, Mets versus Braves, which is essentially a or a playoff game right now, is, we know what to expect a little bit more. It's going to be played a little more like a playoff game. But the other games that maybe teams don't have as much to play for, there's just not that much of change. Maybe the star, a superstar from a team might get pulled after 6 innings instead of going all 9. But for the most part, they're mostly going to play if they're starting. Baseball just doesn't have the risk of injury like it does with some other sports. So not as much reason to sit guys for that. Maybe pitchers get pulled a little early that, are younger and they're watching your innings a little bit more. But as far as like hitters and position players, I wouldn't be too concerned.
All right. So let's get into our picks for today. Tyler, where are you going for today's picks?
I'm going to go with Jazz Chisholm Jr. over 0.5 total bases. I think 0.5 is just a crazy line for him. LineStar projections 1.9. Consensus is 1.5. The guy is hitting 281 versus right-handed pitching over the last 20 games. He's a top 10% hitter versus right-handed pitching. Dean Kremer, meanwhile, 5.1 ERA versus left-handed pitching. So I like the spot. I like the matchup. Versus left-handed bats. Like the matchup for Jazz, and I expect him to get a knock.
Oh, Tyler, going with my Yankees. I like your logic here. JCJ, let's hope he comes through for us. Now, my main pick is going to be another Yankees pick. However, I can't do that on Underdog Fantasy and enter those together, but I will give you my first main pick, and then we'll give you my bonus pick after that, which then you can pair on Underdog Fantasy together with that Jazz Chisholm, which I think is an awesome pick. So we're going to the Martian once again. I feel like every time I pick him, Aaron Boone decides not to play him in the lineup. But today, I think he's going to be in the lineup. Listen, he's in a battle with Alex Verdugo for basically a playoff role. And this is kind of his audition. And I think so. I'm kind of in on him today for that reason alone, but over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs is intriguing for a couple reasons. A, LineStar likes him. 2.4 is our projection. This is a switch hitter that does better as a lefty bat against righties, 800 OPS against them. His ISO, 385 ISO versus right-handed pitchers. That's actually the highest of any hitter on today's slate in the matchup tool on the LineStar app. Plus, he's got a top 15 exit velocity versus righties over the last 14 days. So he's been crushing it and hitting the ball well. And today going up against Baltimore righty Dean Kramer, who has slightly worse splits, 2 lefty bats, giving up a 731 OPS, which is just slightly above average. Baltimore, 27th in opponent average in September. That is their bullpen that's behind him. Also, when you're looking at the Yankees, love the hits, runs, and RBIs part of the equation because the Yankees are third in runs and RBIs this season. They're 8-2 over the last 10 games. They're looking to lock up the AL East, so they're trying to take care of business tonight at Yankee Stadium. And Dominguez has as many home runs in the last 6 days as Verdugo does since the All-Star break, so he's making a case for himself to be on that playoffs roster. Plus 630 as well for a home run, and actually LineStar's MLB Dinger report has him as the 4th best odds for a home run tonight, so I love the plus 630 there, but for our purposes here, we're just going over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs for Jasson Dominguez, a.k.a. the Martian. I think he's going to be competitive in this one. I mean, really the question for Aaron Boone in this one is he going to go with the bat of Jasson Dominguez or maybe a little bit more proven, consistent, reliable play defensively with Alex Verdugo, but should be an interesting battle to keep your eye on throughout the remainder of the week. But Yankees looking to close it out. I like the spot here for Jasson Dominguez and Jazzy Chisholm as well. But because we can't pair those together on Underdog Fantasy, we're actually going to go to Gunnar Henderson on the flip side of this game. You got the Orioles and the hot bat of Gunnar Henderson, who seems to be a Yankee killer. Over hits, runs, and RBIs is what we're going for here. LineStar's projection 2.6, a lefty bat with a 295 average versus righties. In fact, he's top 5% hitter against righties, top 5% exit velocity over the last 14 days against righties. So he's been crushing it lately. And going up against Yankees righty Clark Schmidt, who, yes, is great and super effective against lefty bats. In fact, he's 56th. But versus Schmidt specifically, Henderson is already 4 for 13 with a home run in there. And Henderson at Yankee Stadium, he plays really well at in the Bronx. 385 average, 1115 OPS at Yankee Stadium this year. So I don't mind a play on Gunnar Henderson over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, as much as it pains me to kind of go against my Yankees a little bit with that pick. I got to do it just based on the numbers there, Tyler. What do you think about that pick? And then go ahead with your bonus whenever you're ready.
All right, my bonus, we're going to Matt Olson over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI. LineStar projections 2.7, consensus 2.2. This guy is hitting 333 over the last 20 games, and that goes up to 365 versus right-handed pitching. Severino is allowing a 170 ISO and a 250 average left-handed bats. Olson also in 15 plate attempts person is hitting 400. I like the spot for Matt Olson in what is pretty much a playoff game to get over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI.
Yeah, interesting spot for the Bravos. Let's see how they do the last week of the season here. It's about to get wild. Well, I'm going to another wild matchup. We're going to the Padres-Dodgers. Tyler, I know you will be watching this one closely, but we're going to be watching for Manny Machado to go over 1.5 bases in this one. You could also go 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs if you want, but I'm going to go bases here because LineStar's projection is 3.6 for Machado. He's been over this 66% of the time this season, and in fact, we're talking about a top 15% hitter against righties, top 20% exit velocity against righties, and top 5% barreled balls over the last 14 days against righties. And today he's going up against Dodgers righty Landon Knack, who is 219th against righty bats. The Los Angeles Dodgers bullpen also hasn't been that great, 27th versus right-handed bats. And this one is at Dodger Stadium, where Machado loves to shine in front of that away crowd. 333 average, 1262 OPS. He also has 5 home runs against the Dodgers this year, so don't mind him maybe for a home run as well. But Manny Machado could have a nice game against the Dodgers today. In fact, a lot of the Padres could. And we'll see how that one plays out. They're 3.5 back, so unlikely to capture the NL West crown, but I still think it's there's a chance. There's a chance.
All we got to do is sweep the Dodgers.
I mean, you can, and that's on the table. It's going to be a playoff atmosphere for sure
and
in LA.
If we sweep the Diamondbacks after the Dodgers, it is ours because we have the tiebreaker on the Dodgers.
Let's go. All right. So those are our picks. Again, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below for your chance to win $50. So if we go 2 for 2 on our picks, one randomly selected commenter will win $50. And our 2 picks for today, because we can't pair both of those Yankees together, unfortunately, Jazz Chisholm over 0.5 bases, and we'll go Gunnar Henderson over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. If you have any locks for us today that you think we missed out on, make sure to drop them in the comments because we're all here to help each other out and beat the books. We've got a great slate of games for today. This is the last week of the regular season, so make sure to drop your locks, comment below. Let's go crush it this week and go out with a bang. But now, speaking of going out with a bang, time for home run calls of the day. Tyler, where are you headed for a dinger on this Tuesday?
I'm going to Fernando Tatis Jr. He loves playing at Dodger Stadium. In 130 plate attempts, he has 11 home runs, 620 slugging, and a home run on 8% of plate attempts with a 360 BABIP. He absolutely crushes it at Dodger Stadium. Meanwhile, Landon Knack is allowing a home run at 6.6% of plate attempts to right-handed bats. I like the spot. 1.77 home run per 9 home run rate is the 13th highest in MLB. I like Tatis to go yard.
Yeah, Knack
treat the Dodgers, like their son. Like his son.
There we go. Some fighting words from the Padres fan over there. For my pick, I've got a streak on the line, Tyler. 2 home runs in a row. We had Teoscar Hernandez on Friday. We had the Schwarber yesterday. Today, where am I headed to continue the streak? Aaron Judge. All rise for the Judge for a home run today, plus 255. He's got 55 on the year, and he's got to finish out the season strong and make sure he holds off Shohei Ohtani right on his heels. He had 2 over the weekend, and this is a guy with a 350 ISO versus righties. We love that raw power stat to predict home runs. 39 of his 55 home runs have come against righties this season. And going up against Baltimore Orioles righty Dean Kramer, he's actually 4 for 13 against with 3 home runs. And Kramer actually just gave up 2 home runs in his last start against the Giants. The Baltimore bullpen, a 1.29 home run per 9 rate since August 1st. That's 8th highest in baseball. And we're talking about Aaron Judge, the guy who leads Major League Baseball in average exit velocity, hard hit percentage, and barrels per plate attempt percentage as well. All rise for the Judge to go yard today and continue the home run hitting streak. I'm not making it too hard on myself, though. I'm using the MLB Dinger Report. I wish I could just say that I'm a genius here picking home runs, but I use an awesome tool that is basically a cheat code, and that is the MLB Dinger Report on the LineStar app. If you haven't checked it out yet, make sure to do so. And because I'm feeling generous on this Tuesday, we're just going to tell you what the top 5 are. In fact, that's what's been helping me cash the last couple of days on the home run calls. But today's top 5 for MLB Dinger odds on the LineStar app, we got Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Jasson Dominguez, and Kyle Tucker. Like that Jasson Dominguez sneaky pick there because it's really good value. You're talking about plus 630 or something right now, so that's really good value as well. But good luck in all of your home run calls. Remember, you can also use the MLB Dinger Report to pick, just hitter props. Just take the over on, 1.5 bases or 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, whatever you choose. It's a great tool to help you guys out. And make sure if you haven't, again, already checked out that Props AI tool on the LineStar app to help you in the prop market, you go ahead and do so. Not only can it help you in MLB, but NFL season, we are in it, and it is a wild season, Tyler. So make sure you're using the LineStar app to help you in all of your betting and DFS needs. And if you haven't already, check out Tyler's DFS breakdown so you can go crush this final week of the season. Good luck out there in all of your prop betting endeavors. We will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.